Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
Richard Wilkins, he's an up-and-coming entertainment reporter for Channel 9, and I tell you what, this kid, he's going to be something. He's a good friend of ours, and he joins us right now. Richard, welcome to the Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie show.
Yeah, good morning, kids. How you doing?
We're pretty good, Dickie. We're pretty good. We're more excited that you've got some more stories to tell. When Fitzy walked in this morning, he said, "Oh my God, get Dickie on immediately."
Oh, this is unbelievable. Because, Dickie, over the years, you've interviewed some of the biggest names of all time. There's something that you're doing with Channel 9 at the moment, and I find it fascinating. It's called Dickie's Diary. I tell you what, you probably wouldn't want to go through a majority of Dickie's Diary.
Whoa.
You would find some of most stories in there.
No, that's Dickie's drawers.
Wow.
That's another story.
But, Dickie, can you please tell us what year it was when you got a phone call and you were told, get here immediately because you are interviewing Prince? What year was that?
Oh, yes. Well, the year was 2003, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Yeah, I've been wanting to interview Prince, who I just adored, thought he was just one of the greatest artists ever. But he doesn't do interviews. I kept, hitting a brick wall there. He didn't talk to anybody. But Paul Dainty, the famed concert promoter, announced in 2003 that he was bringing Prince out. And he was bringing him out in about 4 weeks, so it was a really quick turnaround. Prince did that sort of thing. Hey, I want to tour Australia. Boom. He was doing something else and he wanted to do a few warm-up shows. So I got hold of Paul and I said, mate, any chance? And Paul called me after a couple of days and said, he hasn't said no.
Yeah.
And he said, that's good news. And I said, good.
Okay.
So I didn't hear anything until the day before the first concert at Rod Laver Arena in Melbourne. And he said, you need to get down here tomorrow to interview him between sound check and before the show. And I said, so I've got Prince. He said, yeah. Wow. You haven't only got Prince, though, because he wants to do the interview with all of his band. And I said, how many in the band? He said, 10.
Oh, my God.
Oh, no.
So, okay.
Please don't make me learn all their names.
So for everyone out there, so Dickie sits down with Prince and 10 of his bandmates, right? And Dickie, I've got some audio here. It doesn't start too well because Prince isn't giving you too much. Have a listen to this.
The period when you were just starting out, the pre-controversy time when you were just getting record deals.
Probably want to just stay in
the now.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he's burnt you there, Dickie. Then you're getting one-word answers from Prince. Have a listen to this.
You don't read music?
No.
So, Richard, it's an absolute disaster. You're sitting there with the bandmates and you're going, oh, my God, how am I going to salvage this interview? Tell us what happened.
Yeah. Well, see, I thought I'd butter them up by asking the band a couple of questions early on. So what's it like working with one of the greatest artists ever? Yeah, it's good.
Oh, no. Come on,
I
guys.
threw a couple of Prince, and that's what happened. And then he said, can we just take a minute, please? And I said, sure. And we were in a tiny little room.
Yeah.
Smaller than your studio with the cameras and, the 10 members of the new power generation. But anyway, he said, come with me for a sec. And he was very softly spoken, he's a diminutive little guy. But anyway, so we went into his dressing room, which was all beautifully lit and was the size of a tennis court. And we sat down, and he, for the next hour, told me all the stories that I wanted to hear, everything that the world wanted to hear about his fights with the record label, about him had this hang-up about being so short, especially when he was trying to play basketball, his religion, his conversion to Jehovah's Witness. He just told me the most amazing stories about, tattooing slave or having that shaved into his hair and everything. And then he was just lovely. He said, oh, you seem like such a nice guy. I'm sorry, I'm such a terrible interview. I said, mate, this is gold, but we need to get some of this on camera. So eventually I said, mate, we need to go and finish the interview. He said, oh, really? Haven't you got enough? I said, I've got nothing on camera. So we went back out there again, and so Prince, can you elaborate? You were telling me earlier about this. Oh, no, not really. So he gave me absolutely zero nothing. But as I walked out of that room, I looked at my sound recordist, whose eyes were just bulging out of his head.
Yeah.
And I said, what? And he tapped his chest. And, of course, my microphone was still on my jacket.
Awesome.
You got everything.
He captured every word of that interview that was very much off the record.
Does that still exist? You have it somewhere.
Yeah, somewhere is the key word in that case. But it does exist. when I told that story originally, they said, "Well, you got to release that," and I said, "No, well, I can't because it was spoken off the record, and I never do that."
Oh,
anymore.
Dickie, you've got to find it.
Isn't that incredible? Like a little window into this person that, like you said, nobody really knows. The one that he presents and the one that we see on camera is the guy that's giving one-word answers.
He was so beautiful, though. And the worst part about it, Channel 9 was running promos right across the board. Tomorrow on the Today Show, Prince tells all about his controversial life. Nothing compares to Prince. You know, it's absolutely exclusive to... And I thought, oh, geez, we got nothing here.
Dickie, that's an amazing story. You've got to get that audio, mate.
Do you reckon?
You clowns would probably play it.
Well, this is the thing. I mean, compared to that story, compared to some of the stories that you've told us after a couple of drinks, where does it compare,
that's not
Dickie?
fair.
Look at the time, eh?
Dickie, we love the idea that you're doing this, and I assume next episode is with Cyndi Lauper.
I'm not sure which they've got next.
Got any stories on?
Forward to the committee. Thanks.
Got any stories on Cyndi Lauper? Time after time.
I don't know what.
Anyway, look at the time.
I don't know what's happening
Great day, boys.
We love you,
everybody.
Dickie.
Love you, buddy.
You too.
Oh,
Bye.
Dickie's diary. It was, when I saw that, it was fascinating because you also see the vision of Prince. He's giving him nothing, but then takes him, Kate, and just reveals everything for an hour.
But what does that say about someone like Prince? Is it that he actually does want to connect with people,
Yes.
and he does want some people to know the real deal?
Yeah.
But what he's presenting to the world is the
different.
absolute opposite.
It's unbelievable.
Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcast.com.au.